Well, it happened. The condo crisis in Florida just got a whole lot worse because now taxpayers are being forced to bail out condo owners. And trust me, this is just the beginning. One city's already moving to condemn buildings, and this condo complex looks like the first one to fall. We're talking millions in unpaid bills, code violations, and now the city's kicking people out. The worst part, their condos are worthless. Can't sell them, can't rent them. And if this place gets condemned, the owners lose everything. And the taxpayers are stuck picking up the tab. In this video, I'm gonna show you how these owners lost everything and who's really to blame. I'll break down why regular taxpayers like you might be stuck paying the bill, and I'll show you why you need to start paying attention to condo prices in Florida. Let's jump in. Green Terrace is an 84-unit condo complex in West Palm Beach, and right now it's in serious trouble because the city is days away from shutting off their water. Why? Because they owe $1.4 million in unpaid water and sewer bills. Now, according to the city, they haven't made payments in over 3 years. What I don't get is, how did the city let this slide for so long? You or I miss a bill and we're getting cut off in 30 days. But for some reason, this HOA was allowed to rack up a bill for 3 years and nobody did anything. Think about it. If they couldn't pay an estimated $17,000 bill 3 years ago, how in the world are they gonna pay $1.4 million today? They're not. And here's the crazy part. Since the HOA can't pay it back, the mayor's already said this could fall on West Palm Beach taxpayers. So yeah, if you live in the area, your money might be covering someone else's water bill. That's not how this is supposed to work. And it doesn't stop there. The HOA also owes around $2.5 million in code enforcement liens. That's stuff like trash piling up, broken electrical, exposed wires. They even found rats inside the walls, and all going ignored for years. The city admits that this has been going on for over a decade, 10 years of violations, and still nobody shut them down. How does that happen? If the city's this lenient with every condo and apartment, fine. But if this place got special treatment or someone's been bending the rules, then that's a real problem. If the city really wanted to help, not just the people living there, but the taxpayers too, they should have stepped in after that first missed payment. That was their chance. Instead, they let it snowball into a disaster. And now, everyone's paying the price. Bottom line, this building didn't fall apart overnight. Either the HOA wasn't doing their job or the owners weren't putting in the money to keep it going. And that's the risk with condos. If most owners don't have the money or just don't care, the whole place can go under. It's not just your unit at risk, you're betting on your neighbors too. And in this case, the bet didn't pay off. Now, Green Terrace had one last ditch effort to avoid the city shutting off the water. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That move bought them a 30-day stay. Basically, it gave them a little breathing room before the city could legally cut the water. But here's the thing. That clock is ticking and time's almost up. And the city's been pretty clear.
Ongoing payments in the future.
I took resident concerns to Assistant City Administrator Armando Fana.
I think if you're in the process of trying to relocate, I would continue that process.
He told me if the HOA is unable to provide a plan proving they can pay what's owed in water bills and ongoing fees in about 30 days, the water will be shut off.
Part of it was the city trying to not cause a situation where folks would have to be relocated, but with the amount of money owed and the deteriorated conditions, it's just come to a head where we really have to take action.
And once that water's shut off, the building gets condemned. That's not just turning off the tap, it means nobody can live there. It's over. The place becomes uninhabitable and every single resident has to get out. Think about that. You own a condo, you've paid your dues, maybe you've lived there for years, and now, because the HOA didn't pay the water bill for 3 years, you're out. Not because of a hurricane, not because you missed your mortgage, but because your building couldn't keep the water running. And this isn't just talk. Residents already started moving out. Dumpsters are filling up with furniture and people are leaving because they don't want to wait for the water to go dry. No matter how you look at this, it's an all-around disaster for the condo owners, for the city, and the taxpayers. Families with kids, seniors, and working people are now scrambling to figure out where to go. And it's not like there's a line of affordable housing just waiting for them. Green Terrace has 84 condo units, but not all of them are lived in. The city says only about 25 to 30 households are still there. The rest have already bailed or the units are empty. The sad part is, these aren't just units, these are homes. The city's trying to help out, and here's what they're doing.
As for residents who are still looking for a place to live, the city does tell me that you can apply for up to $7,000 in assistance to help pay for the first, last, and security deposit of a new apartment.
Now sure, that all sounds great, and I'm sure the people living there really appreciate the help. But let's be honest, if you're a West Palm Beach taxpayer, that money's coming out of your pocket. And now, the city's setting a dangerous precedent. Basically, they're telling every condo or apartment complex, don't worry, if you don't pay your bills, we got you. But here's the problem. The city can't offer a bailout to one complex and then turn around and deny it to another. That's not just unfair, that's illegal. I do think their hearts are in the right place by offering these people some help, but you can't ignore the fact that the city's using taxpayer money like it's their own. And if this becomes the new way of handling things in Florida, this problem is about to get way bigger. Now, the property manager did tape a notice to the people's doors after the bankruptcy was filed that admits the HOA's been a mess for years. It says the association has faced various criminal and civil litigation and substantial mismanagement by previous board members. That's a big red flag. So this isn't just about unpaid water bills. This has been building up for a decade. And it sounds like the place has been run into the ground by a mix of shady leadership and straight up neglect. They also admitted that a lot of the owners haven't been paying their monthly dues. That means no money to cover basic stuff like water, trash pickup, or maintenance. And when owners don't pay, the whole system breaks down. My biggest complaint is that if the city would have stepped in 10 years ago, it might not have gotten this far. Now the current HOA board is trying to fix things, but it's way too little too late. So now we got over a half-empty building, a pile of debt, a mountain of legal problems, and dozens of families packing their lives into boxes. Meanwhile, the HOA's broke, the city's stuck in the middle, and taxpayers are picking up the pieces. This isn't just a bad break, it's a complete collapse. And what's happening at Green Terrace isn't just a one-off. This is happening all over Florida. And here's why. Back in 2021, the Surfside condos collapsed, tragically killing 98 people in the middle of the night. After that, Florida passed a law that forced older, taller condos to get serious about safety. If your building's over 30 years old and 3 stories or higher, you got to get what's called a milestone inspection. Basically, a full structural checkup. On top of that, you have to start saving money for big repairs like roofs, foundations, and concrete work. No more kicking the can down the road. This has caused a huge mess statewide. About 12,000 buildings fall under this law, and by early 2025, less than 40% had even turned in their inspection reports. That's how far behind things are. And it's not just missing paperwork. Those inspections come with a fat price tag. Some owners are getting hit with a $100,000 plus special assessment just to bring their building up to code. It's causing foreclosures, bankruptcies, and home values are falling fast. Some older condos have dropped 22% in value in just 2 years. Listings are piling up, but nobody wants to buy into a sinking ship. Now here's the thing, none of that applies to Green Terrace. It's only a 2-story building, so it doesn't fall under the new inspection law. This is plain old mismanagement of funds. Either the HOA didn't handle the money right, or the owners didn't pay into the pot. Or maybe both. Green Terrace isn't collapsing because of stricter laws. It's collapsing because somebody wasn't doing their job. But listen, not every condo in Florida is falling apart. Yeah, the disasters are making headlines, but there are still a lot of solid, well-run buildings out there. The problem is, all this fear in the market is dragging down prices across the board, even in the good buildings, and that's why this might actually be one of the best times to grab a deal. So now's the time to really start paying attention to condo prices. And if you're in the market to buy a condo, step 1 is simple. Hire a badass realtor. Not just any agent. You want somebody who actually knows the buildings you're looking at, sells units there, and knows the good, the bad, and the ugly. A great realtor can tell you which associations are solid and which ones are circling the drain. That agent should also help you dig into the condo association's finances. You got the legal right to see the budget, reserve fund, the bylaws, and the inspection reports. If the HOA won't hand those over, walk. You want to know if they got money saved for the big stuff like roof, plumbing, foundation. If they're living month to month just to keep the water on, you're about to buy into a massive problem. Also, ask the condo board or property manager what percentage of units are behind on HOA fees, or how many owners are delinquent. They can give you general numbers without breaking any privacy rules. Ask if any special assessments are planned and when the last major repairs were done. And don't skip the insurance talk. Florida insurance has shot up 20 to 50% in the last couple years. If the building's not ready for that, guess who's getting the bill? And I know this sounds like a lot of work, but when you got a great realtor, he'll be doing all this for you. Now, if you already own a condo, this is your wake-up call. Go to the meetings, ask hard questions, figure out who's running the place and where's the money going. Don't just hope someone else is on it, because if they're not, your property's at risk. Here's what you gotta remember. Time in the market beats timing the market. If you got a good unit in a good building, stay put. Keep your eyes open, speak up, and make sure that place stays on track. Long term, you'll win. Just don't be the last one to spot the cracks. Because most people think the big risk with buying a condo is the price. But the real risk is buying into the wrong building. You could get a great deal on a unit, but if the HOA's broke or the building's falling apart, that deal turns into a nightmare real quick. What you're really buying isn't just 4 walls, you're buying into a group. You're trusting that the board knows what they're doing, that your neighbors are paying their dues, and that the building's being taken care of. That's a lot of blind trust for something that costs 6 figures. So before you sign anything, flip your thinking. Don't just fall in love with the unit. Do your homework on the whole building. Look at the finances, look at the rules, look at how things are being run, because once you buy in, you're part of it, whether it's working or not. And this isn't the only problem going on in Florida right now. There's a Florida city that's absolutely falling apart. Real estate listings are piling up, homes are sitting for months, and prices are falling fast. But while regular buyers are running, investors are moving in and buying everything they can. Click here to see which Florida city is crashing hard and why it's time to buy. In this video, I'll show you why investors are betting big on this city and how you can take advantage of it and scoop up a home for cheap. Click here and I'll see you there.